We believe in encouraging people with vision. We believe in supporting ideas that can also make people to be self-dependent in their various callings and disciplines. So that note that NUJ Secretariat is proud to be a partner in today's Hangout, Veterans Edition. This edition is Veterans Edition, that's why I'm going to talk much. Veterans are in the house. But let me start by recognizing and appreciating our Baba, His Excellency, Ambassador Ifeanyi JP. Wow, it's up to your law. The Baba really, if we do one, on the team, we can come along. Don't say be aware. Baba is always there for us in the NUJ and the journalists in this country. We have hard calls to bring for our colleagues to be able to apply their trade and also enjoy their living one way or the other. That man also came before 12 o'clock. I learned from the church when he felt he needed to branch here and take part in this program. He had been here for more than 2 hours and even before I came around, I want to also apologize profusely to our Papa, a son of the soil, a leader of leaders, also an elder statesman. I'm referring to the founder and the CEO, Chief Executive of the Impact Business Radio, Amuntajero, Nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn, Titiantiambi, Baba wa, Dickness, Owólabí Diki Owólabí Ọlábẹ̀jọ Ọlọ́gbọ̀n Ṣàlábì. President Diki Akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó débi báyìí. Ìdákẹ́ foríjì wọn sá. Máa pe tí màá kó lè ta láti egun alẹ́ kẹ́gbà ni. Ọ̀nà wọn sẹ̀ ẹ̀dẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́ yìí. Wọ́n ní màá kó lè ta. Wọ́n ti ń wọ́n mi náà wọ́n wọ̀ báyìí. Wọ́n ní màá kó lè ta. Àwọn excellence wà ní. But let me also recognize especially another man of impeccable character. A man is a special advisor to His Excellency on security matter. Always harassing me anywhere. But when we are waiting, and the number of others that are really enjoyed President of Nigeria 2023. So we thank you. We appreciate that discussion much earlier. God bless you all. A former chairman of our union is that great man, a wordsmith, comrade, elder, Victor Oluwa Baxit. When I work with the veterans, the likes of His Excellency, the likes of the security experts in the house, and of course,
you like money. You like money.
What I was saying, they will be speaking and be talking to us and will be bringing from their experience and knowledge concerning what the topic of today is all about. Stemming the tide of get rich quick syndrome and ritual killings affecting our society. So thanks for coming once again. I appreciate you for coming, and once again I want to apologize that I'm starting this program.
What about now? I want to move quickly to the chairman opening speech. But then, when we're doing this, please put your hands together as a welcome. Maye Olubadan Oloyele Kwalabi. On top, your slippers, your boxers, your wristwatch, and your phone. You're welcome, sir.
Let me start with His Excellency, Baba, who has been there for us, who is still there for us, and he will continue to be there for us. I also want my hair to be grey, though mi ò mú lé agbára àti lè fi ohun yẹn sí kó dé lẹ́kùn yẹn. But Baba has been very, very wonderful. And not me alone, but all. I mean, those of us who are in this commission. Ambassador Jimmy Farrow. And my good Egmont, because he has been having clean sheets, you can, I'm adhering it, so you won't know that it's an old man. And it's very, very rich as well. And that's compo fantastic. The Babawa Oloye Lekan Alabi. If I still have my facts right, the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, Abi Baba, Abi, you are the state chairman or the president in Nigeria, Dikin Olabi, Abi, zonal chairman. So that man has been he has been contributing immensely to the development of Oyo State. Being an industrialist, media owner, and he has been there for all of us who don't have money but believe in integrity. I also want to appreciate and recognize my good brother as well. He's still there in the market, but we won't allow him to be there. Because Ulema Baba can because I want to be a young woman, I will need that from. That's Moses, you know.
Played for 3 days.
For 3 days. You want your mom to hey, you can't go away, don't the former state chairperson, chairman of your state, represents my Oga, the acting governor of Oyo State, Barrister Bayanawa. Though
CPS.
My problem with CPS is that once it's not inside the hall before the commencement of the program, by the time he wants to enter, only few people will see him.
Because it's from Obama.
Oh, that is okay. So my powerful chief press secretary to His Excellency Governor Rashid Abel Chief Taiwo, you are welcome. I'm not here as honorary commissioner because they didn't invite me for this program. But here I am to represent His Excellency the acting governor of Oyo State, Chief Ayo Lawal. Send his greetings. We appreciate what you people are doing. Fortunately, the maiden edition of this program that was held 3 years ago, I think it was at Ring Road that we had that. I happened to be there with my Baba. I still remember. Ọlọ́run ní tí gba yín báyìí bàbá òun yín tá a fi sàásọ yẹn a fi sàásọ pé we are very proud and very proud to be associated with you and adé máa tún máa rí yín bá ẹ̀yin àti bàbá Fáróò dé you one will wonder wípé ẹ wo bàbá ìdá sí dàgbà tó yìí ijó tí wọ́n lè jó wọ́n jó débi wípé Even my friend Yinka Gola, tí ó jẹ́ publisher Parrot, kò ní jó tó wọn, ó sì kéré sí wọn. Wọ́n jó gan. So what I'm saying in essence is that you people, we are very happy. The government of Oyo State is very happy to be associated with any initiative that will make Oyo State power, that will project Oyo State to, on a positive platform to the whole world. We have many forces that Oyo State has turned out. And we want the youth to emulate those pioneers in all the chosen profession that we have in Nigeria, in the whole world. We have people like Ambassador Yemifaro. We have people like Oloye Linkala. We have many people that we can emulate. We youth, just like your theme, stemming the tide of get rich 20% of ritual and killing. The only way we can do that is to discover yourself. Let us discover ourselves. And once you discover yourself, now think of what you can do to make Oyo State better. Let me give you this small short history. When we finished our I think it's first degree or so, and we were waiting for our call of letter. Somebody now told us that man kan wà ní ọ̀nà òkè ìtùnú tó gùdùnú kí èèyàn ó Professor Kade, yes, you are welcome. So if you want to become rich, the man will make you rich. So Labagbera, some of us went there. We were about 7. So when we got to the man now said, okay, Kamamoa, at the end of the day, the man said, you people should have to look for mercury light. I don't know whether you can still remember. They said you can get mercury something from the transformer. So eventually one of us said, we will get it. We got it. And when we got it, he now showed us to one room. He took us to one of the rooms in that building. And he opened something and we saw mint, new notes. For more than 3 days, none of us could sleep. So we were okay, push it wide, listen, you will need that law receive 20,000 naira. And you know 20,000 naira in early 90s, you know what it is. So, our berry, because at the our berry. So everybody was now saying, okay, what are we going to do? Okay. Someone suggested that let us go and take our family's property. Kalujata, Abaluta. So, Abari Wile yet, Abalo, Teni Kabarita, Tabat San, Tabagoye will be able, because our calculation tó kún ní box yẹn ga báyìí agun stairs láti lọ wo bí owó yẹn ti pọ̀ tó ó ní owó tó wà ní ẹ̀yìn business na 100 million so táwa dẹ̀ ti ń kó ní ó máa pọ̀ sí so and that's what happened we now àwa gba ìwé ilẹ̀ nìkan ló gbé ìwé ilẹ̀ torí ìwé ilẹ̀ tèmi kò ṣeé gbà torí wípé I said it during the Hangout program. I happen to be from a polygamous family, not just ordinary polygamous family, not polygamous family that is known to the Kinowolabi, not polygamous family that is known to Ambassador Kemi Farobi, even not the one that's known to Kompo-Osini, because yes, my dad was lettered and retired as the deputy director in former Western states. But to God be the glory, he had very close, if not that, but very close to 37 wives. So it is difficult for me to go and take any document. So yes, I happened to be the first card, but I couldn't. So they got sworn. Somebody brought the document. We just at the end of the day, we got someone who is into business of landed property like Magaji Akere, so who eventually gave us part payment. We took it to the man, and after 2-3 days, the man disappeared. So, and they now got in touch with the police, and they started looking for us. To not be the glory, because the man was, they eventually got him arrested, detained, and confessed that it was true that he collected that money from us. And that singular heart of that guy made him to lose everything in his father's will, because if I say about put on eventually one person will be here because of those so what I'm saying in essence is that there was one guy who refused to join us. He said, and it's not born again Christian, it's not born again Muslim. It's just say, no, need that second order for him to be rich. And to God be the glory. Today in Oyo State is one of the richest guys that we have in Oyo State. So I believe that one, two, we couldn't succeed. And today, the man that refused to join us, even is richer than all of us put together. And we should emulate those who have dedicated their life through the sin of hard work, who have been doing everything to reach where they are today. Not because they do what you call shortcuts and get rich quick syndrome. I always go to the compose that before we met. Mo máa ń wò wọ́n gbà yẹn tí bá ti rí wọn uniform màá yí máa like obìnrin. How can a man be handsome like this? Ó máa like obìnrin. Bí ó dẹ̀ ṣe wà yẹn, ó máa like owó tó kò sọ̀rọ̀ àti ò like owó náà. So having said that, thank God that we have somebody like him, like me, not Taiwo Adisa. He didn't say Dapo Falade. No, I'm talking. So I want us to not to get ourselves involved in anything that will destroy or tarnish our image, the image of the family, image of the town, and image of the state. As you are here for the program, I welcome each and every one of us. And thank you very much, sir.
But then I feel some people are still disenfranchised, okay? You call the Christian one, you call the Muslim one, you call the other. Anyways, like I always say, we're best humans before any religion, anyways. Please, if anyone follow Mr. Commissioner, please. That was the speech of the...
Bro, anything.
This occasion of the third edition of the journalist Hangout, talking about 75 of getting rich to syndrome arbitral clinics. On behalf of the organizers, saying thank you. His Excellency Barrister Dapo Aderogba Hall, who took capacity as the Deputy Governor for today as the acting governor.
And the second one will be done by Oloye Agba. 2 in 1, sir.
This award to His Excellency Barrister Bayo Abdurrahim Lawal, Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations. People of merit, not on a complimentary card, so that the people who get employed, they will know and look at each other as my respectable colleague. Don't look at what on process of the. That's number one. Number two, in the times of Dr. Pharaoh B as our GM, wọ́n máa ń pè wá ní pé chairman kí ni kan tẹ́ máa ń kọ́ yín ní press ó ti ready, claims ó ti ready, salary on the 23 and 23rd lọ́sọ̀wọ́, and we were riding the best cars. Mention it, gbogbo àwọn colleagues mi, either my senior, my peers or junior, we rode the best cars in this country. Volvo, gbọ́dọ̀ ń kó dẹ̀lẹ̀ fún Ṣẹ́gun Oyèdélé. Ṣẹ́gun Oyèdélé love motor brand Fiat. Olóò popular wàrà ìjó yẹn náà yẹn 505. Yeah. 17OY 1777 BT. Brand new. Yeah. Metallic go. So we went to UI. We had set of opinion leaders from and give comment. Professor Yantofa Agbe, sorry, maybe you have to come back. I'm not prepared for this. So thank you, sir. So he escorted us out. It's not my car. Your station does not brand their vehicles anymore. This is my car, sir. Yes, sir. You cannot come here with this type of heavy car. Come and do it. He did. So that is the media, not the present media. We are very concentrated on journalists. They are old. About 18 months. People let people jẹun. Báwo ni o ṣe ní background envelope? Báwo ni o ṣe ní compromise? So when the doctor or physician, before you heal, and then heal ara yín, return to the good old times where employees will be on merit the best of the applicants. Training. Oga said this 5 days ago. He honored me with his presence at the television house. Television house is now a ghost town. The so-called first television in Africa. One the diesel, one the camera, one the motor. So I called some of my people, including Magaji Akere Tajowa. Go right, go 100,000 naira. You got that on last. Not transfer. I don't have ATM. Me, what transfer? For what transfer? The greatest one so far, only engineer Joshua Kayode Pokola. When we got to television house, to mobilize Africa's first television station, he transferred $250,000 naira. Station here. Àti àwọn àlejò kan tó kó wá sí òkú ìlànà àwọn náà ti kó so èyí náà tẹ́ bá ní please support them. Africa's first television station. Wọ́n náà sọ yẹn sí wọ́n ti sọ sẹ́rẹ̀ alájọ́ ní 23rd àgbà àkìlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ and training Oga said it in his speech last Wednesday because WNT WNBS had packed with Holland Guinea. The reporters were sent service training. So ìgbà tí ẹni tí ò gba salary 18 months ó gbọ́ ọ̀kadà lọ ṣe interview ó rí sẹ́ni ó láàgùn thank God wẹ́dà tí ẹ̀dá lẹ́nu ó láàgùn lọ sí event wọ́n wá ń bínú ọ̀gá wa Olúṣẹ́gun Ọ̀ṣọ́bà àwọn èèyàn kan bínú ẹ̀ when he was MD sketch press torí talk about here slovenly dressed owó ní break no he will talk you down wọ́n bínú ẹ̀ mo náà sọ fún wọn pé look at him kò ń ṣe kókó wá expensive now get a clean white collar or blue collar shirt get a tie kó dẹ̀ wọ bàtà tápá rẹ̀ bá pé kò ní bú yín náà it's not good ọmọ ọlọ́gbọ̀n ẹ̀ wá ti lọ ìwọ sálárì ó kọ̀ padà tí wọ́n á ní kó jókòó ó fẹsẹ̀ rẹ̀ wọ́n á ní kò ní attempted. So if you want to stem the tide of get rich quick syndrome ara iná ni o media ni o lọ sí other sector Nigeria o torí nísìn planning committee mo ti bá lady yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ nígbà tí olúwa ti wà ní planning committee mo kí wọn because for anything to be successful on a dry topic like this and key planning committee Nigeria one please so can we have suggestions for father of the day mother of the day tó bá jẹ́ wà lórí chief launcher one also okay he had his first degree in 1962 wọ́n gba masters ní foreign bay college now wọ́n ṣe PhD lọ́wọ́ it's a good material for chairman wọ́n á pariwo ní pé bọ́pá fẹ́ náwó ni somebody among you say yes I have a nomination one is at the yes ti jìnnà ìyẹn jìnnà with due respect to àwọn tó wà ní trade àbí tẹ́bárò àwọn ọmọ gbàgbó but 34-year-old chairman of company contain àbí engine wọ́n ní yà that's our special guest of honor òun náà dẹ̀ ló máa wá síbẹ̀ 2 hours after you tẹ́tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní 2 hours ó mọ̀ mọ̀ wá deliberately kíbílẹ̀ kúrò our ni have come to honor this union and then to dárúkọ because I have a flight to catch actually I should have gone to China yesterday so tani o wa fẹ́ kàn recognize ohun in the society when measurement is by the type of car you ride your dressing your pockets and not this thing upstairs so ẹjọ discussant lead the table fílẹ̀ fún yín nìyẹn o you have a right to say I was wrong is your opinion. But unless they return value to this country, whereby everything is not based on cash, bank balance. When you only bankruptcy, most of the so-called flashy cars, flashy. Parents, but the Bama, why do you know? MC, say, oh, my boy, I'm going to draw photo. Sample.
Presenting this award to
information.
I'm very proud to appreciate it.
Mike, you want to should go.
All right, so Ibadan Media, please can you join photographs? The leaders of the party as well.
People have interpreted and gave the meaning of ritual killings, money ritual, in different ways. Some people have said it's an act of killing, not necessarily a human being, an animal or a person, in order to appropriate a date to make sacrifice. And of course, it's also been said to be motivated by so many things, amongst which are the cultural beliefs, the excessive love for money, power, and greed. And of course, our father here would also allude to the fact that it is nothing new. When we are growing up here in this Ibadan, there's an area called Kobomoja here. And when you want to pass through Kobomoja, they will tell you that, oh, be careful when you are going, because I'm there. So it's the same Gomo that has come to be what everybody called ritual killings now. So we won't say that it is new. But because the society is dynamic, so also crimes and criminalities will evolve. The methods through which people carry out these businesses may be different, now sophisticated, and for some other things. And this has become so worrisome in Nigeria to the extent that recently, I think it is this year, the House of Representatives, through one of the lawmakers, I think it's the deputy minority leader, Tobi Okechukwu, called for ritual killings and security general. And of course, to drive home today, I think the House of Representatives went further to even say that the National Orientation Agency, which can also be changing the situation in the country, regards to ritual killing and the get rich quick. Mayo Olubadan had reiterated what the late sage Chief Obafemi Awolowo said, quick, but they work for it. Who are the smart kids? Maybe they are privileged to get scholarship to go to those Ivy League schools. If they go to Harvard, if they go to Oxford, they know that people that will employ them are waiting. That immediately they are finishing, they are going to take them. And when they are choosing what they read in the university, they will also go for smart subjects. What are those smart subjects? IT, the contemporary subject with which you can quickly get a job. So while someone is probably studying Yoruba language or Christian religious knowledge or Islamic religious knowledge, they are going for robotics engineering and all those things. So they would have made their money even before you would get a job. So that's also getting rich quick. And I was also reading online yesterday or 2 days ago when Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu said, oh, they said I made money, they said I stole money. But while some people were investing to buy cars to come and show their girlfriends in Nigeria while we were abroad, I, as Asiwaju, I invested so much amount of thousands of dollars in Oracle shares. And he said by that time, if you had invested $1,000 in shares, you will be a trillionaire in dollars or in pounds now. So it's also a way of getting rich quick. But we probably need to redefine it. Getting rich quick through illegal means, through illicit means, is different from just using the word loosely by saying getting rich quick. The desperation for wealth, that is what we should be talking of. Because desperation for wealth is different from getting rich quick. If you are able to use your brain to make smart decisions and you let your money work for you in a way that it will multiply, you can get richer quick than your contemporaries. Unfortunately, because I'm not so prepared for that, would have been saying, okay, this is probably the data, the statistics of what ritual killing is in Nigeria or in your state. We are not a country of data. We are not a country of figures. If anyone is giving you figures, like I used to tell the media people while I was in the police, sometimes our figures are just giving. Because we don't know how to collect data in this country. In a country where you don't even have addresses, there is no address in this country. I can say that my house is number 10, Obito Woju. By the time they are looking for me, you had committed crime, it will have changed to number 12, Oshuto Woju. So there is no address, and that is why all these things are very easy to do. So I won't be able to give data. But the point I will use to drive up this point is also the same by the sage, Mahatma Gandhi, where he talked of the sins, the deadly sins, the 7 deadly sins or something like that. And of course, one of what Mahatma Gandhi has said, and I quote, is wealth without work. Because the 7 deadly sins that he had listed, he had said, wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, science without humanity, knowledge without character, politics without principle, and commerce without morality, as well as worship without sacrifice. So when you look at that, the first one is wealth without work. And that is one of the things we will relate to the theme of today's gathering. So what we should be talking of is fighting the desperation for wealth in this country amongst our youth. And it does not just start or end with the media. It's a job for all of us. People have mentioned NSAS, and a whole lot of interpretation has been given to it by the youth. We are not that old. I can also say I'm part of the youth. But why are you shaking your head? I saw you shaking your head. I'm a young person. Yes. So when they were doing NSAS, you know it was followed, I think it was in Osun State, where some parents even came out to say that don't be arresting our children because we call them Yahoo Yahoo. It's just like every photographer now, every MC, you know, all sort of things that will say that are out of value, the societal value. So they do that, you see them, they put different decisions to say that, oh, we want to travel, go and meet this Babalawo, that Babalawo, so that they will not catch us. So what we all should be doing is, rather than supporting our children to look for the easiest way, it will be desperate for money. Where every day on the social media, what you'll see online is, this one has gifted his mother a house in Lekki. That one has given his girlfriend a car, whatever. And like I've always said, if you see those talking drum people, if I enter Lagos today, or those of them that know me in Lagos, the first thing they say, oh, Aji Fatai Owosheni, Eroju Ole, Ọmọ yóò gbàgbà for Okashawale. So it starts from that. Before it goes to the media. Some of us are invested in building face-to-face media houses. And you know that this house, the room, is not...
An ex-journalist in the person of Ambassador Farobi.
Because we are over radioed. 36 stations in Ibadan. 36 in Ibadan. For our population is okay, but for our economy is it okay? So as a proprietor, look at it. You are putting people out into the field. And I also want to talk as an accountant. I want to also talk as a statesman. Somebody who in the last 10, 15 years has been concerned about this country. The future of this country, the texture of this country, the tenor of this country. So, apple of that all. But Ambassador, you want me to correct you when I say that? But that's what I actually want to call him. That's what we decided to do. Ambassador, okay, Baba. Honorable Commissioner X, Madam. I call him the friend of the community. I think that's not the nobody should know the meaning of that. We don't need to hear a joker. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a serious matter. And when Ambassador was talking, he talked on so many things that actually concern society is rotting. But why? Can you please do me a favor? Dip your hand into your pocket and bring out any note that you have. Any denomination. Don't worry, I'm not taking it away. That's less. Now, you will notice something. There is a picture in front, there is another picture at the back. It's not the same. If you have 200 naira notes there, the picture on your 200 naira note is not the same as that of 100 naira. I hope I'm right. Yes. In every country in the world, we depend on the value of currency to measure what that country is valued at. Is that true? For your living, you depend on love at one side and value at the other side. That's your currency as a society. So it's the strength of love that is in your community. It's the strength of the value system in your community that determine the morality in that society. My friend and brother, Owosheni, was quoting, "Went without work." Is this the way Yoruba land started? I tell you simply, I was building my house. I'm a very typical village boy. I've completed it. I took my father there. I didn't tell him I was building. He did like this. Look around, look left. He said, "You want to go away?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Kilochi." My biological father. This is just a 5-bedroom bungalow that time. He looked around, and said, "Each room is having a toilet. Kilo day." And he wanted to be sure. "What are you doing?" And I said, "But you know, I'm an accountant." He said, "Mama, what about you?"
Now, that is a value system. And each and every one of us should now ask ourselves, is this the way we started? Get rich quick. Why not? I've seen somebody we went to school together who perhaps did not pass school science, become honorable or dishonorable, and 5 months after, I cannot knock at his door any longer. What's the source of his wealth? And you say I should not be crazy to want to do for my own. We're in the same society. Every normal human being, no matter how you call it, wants to be called a success. It now depends on how you measure success in your own society. That's why I said, bring out your money. What you call success in Nigeria may not be what he calls success. In those days, success to somebody like ambassador for his child will be item first in class. That's success. And that's how he will now proudly say, oh, yesterday I was in Parents Teachers Association meeting. Nobody asked him. But because his child got 3 awards, he wants me to know. So he wants to say, I have successfully brought up a child. But the commissioner was saying something now. Your child is building house for you in Lekki. You never bothered. Friends, this is not something we just say or do. We are rotting beyond measure. And each and every one of us need to be very sure. I'm into the media. I'm an accountant by training. I'm into media by destiny. I just got, let's say, that urge. The man that called me is still supporting me. But I've learned 1 or 2 things from being in the media. I know that Ambassador's beard is white, but because of his age, I dare not say that. Because society will be asking questions. So how do you want me to describe him? What am I saying? There are certain truths that you dare not say. You are a commissioner, and I know you are a commissioner. And all of a sudden, you are building a house worth 100 million. Your child is not thinking of any other thing other than going to America for holiday. And if I now want to ask him, Ambassador, within 3 years, things have changed this way, is that true? If I want to dig down as a media man, I believe it. We all need to search ourselves. There is nothing the media can do than report what they see or what they do. Your leadership, your parenting. I've seen my father wake up in the morning doing nothing other than chasing contract that he cannot do. Or I know my father got a contract worth 100 million and did not do anything. I will be there when he's negotiating, when he's talking with his friends. I will listen. So I already know how to make money. All you need to do is become a friend to the governor, and you are done. Get rich quick and ritual killings. If I cannot lay hands on the treasury of the state, and one Baba, just like the commissioner said, I think he has left. He said they took him to somewhere, and one Baba is saying you can make 100 million. Why not? If you cannot make 100 million, go and bring goats. That's where they started from money. Go and bring Adyen, 10 years back then. I mean, gradually, go and bring a virgin. Gradually, go and bring a pant of somebody. Why? Because I want to make millions. So I have two options in Nigeria. Either join politics or join the crooks. Both are the same side of the same coin. I have access to become governor, I'm done. Governor. Old topic. And we are not saying those young boys and young girls that are seeing you. How do you mentor them? I made up my mind that I must pass because of our war. Maybe I've said it to some people before. When I read the story, how he suffered, I told myself, if this man can become this, you know, they have no excuse. But who do you want these children to emulate today? The English spoken by Wole Soyinka is what some of us want to emulate. I still have a friend that is seated here. The rate at which we are reading Toladeni those days. I mean, Abasai. We read him in total. Who do you want the children of these days to read? How many of your leaders do you pray that your child should be like? Come on, let's talk true to ourselves. So, when each time you look at the currency, the money you have, the value it generates is different from that of dollar. Is that true? And that value system in every country, they have their different value system, just like they have their different currency. I just hope I'm communicating this. So, friends, let's look at it the way we should look at it. The media has very little to do. Our leadership, our parenting, we need to check it. There is nothing for anybody to emulate. I was somewhere just last week and actually I don't know whether some of us have heard that before, told a story. He said in a village they had new king. I'm rounding up. They had a new king. And the tradition is for the next 7 days, every member of that community must come out to come and greet the king. So the first day that they came, he told everybody the cow is okay. And they did that from morning till evening when they were going. The second day, he said, and they did that till they were going. The third day, he said they should do like this. On the fourth day, when they came, he said, of the past 3 days, they will not run in normal. Can come over, can show over, and can show over. When the Baba, the first day was terrible. The second day is fear that it's not too good. But this one, we enjoyed it. He said, only that they ever for worse, you don't want me. Are you to be wrong?
Together for you once again. Now, I think we're going somewhere, and truths are being said here. We came here perhaps with the mindset of getting to hear, you know, that aspect that concerns the youths alone. But I think my CEO has made us understood that we really need to look at parenting too. So I'm going to turn to Baba once again. And since nature has conferred the chairmanship of this session on me, whichever way it goes, there we go. Thank you so much.
To pass and never be shown. It sticks. The pattern of his behavior or her behavior The way you see things, the way you perceive things will have been determined between age 0 and 5. Some people call it primitive belief. But they're so basic. That is why if when you are going to school, the father said, you never decide of who you are. All your life it will remain.
The lack of employment, the poverty in the land, hunger. I'd like to start from there. From there, I'll go to poor parenting. I mean, we cannot discuss this topic without mentioning the system, the poor system of governance, how our nation is being governed, the basic amenities. Do we even have them? Observing the recent developments, as the previous speaker mentioned, it's rotten. Observing and looking closely, I believe that if the hunger in the land is not this much, we won't get here. When I see get rich syndrome, get rich quick syndrome, before now, say last year, early last year, or the year before the last, I'll mention Yahoo. From there we went to Yahoo Plus. But now the new business in town is kidnapping. Maybe the bandits started kidnapping. Maybe. But the citizenry, they have taken advantage of it. You are not even safe in the city of Ibadan. Because some people somewhere, some desperate people, they want to make money fast. I think it's part of poor parenting and the fact that there's hunger in the land. That's why your child, your young child, that will probably be writing WAEC, will come home with Benza and you celebrate that child. Because probably the family has been hungry. Maybe if we had the government better, maybe if we had a better system of governance, and graduates are sure that they will get that job after graduating, maybe they would have done better. Maybe they will not resort to learning how to do Yahoo after NYSC. As a youth in this country, I'm just trying to make sure my topic is my discussion, my own input is very relatable. Let's talk about the peer pressure. What social media has brought. What social media has brought for us. Maybe we have taken the advantages, but what about the disadvantages of social media? Young guys and young girls displaying affluence on social media. And a teenager watching it, trying to be like them. The teenager watching it, trying to be like them. Especially when probably the low self-esteem has been there, and they have not been properly trained from home. You can't brush all this aside. I won't be surprised if we detect recently that some of the kidnappers we have now around us in the southwest, we see graduates among them. There are people that know us, there are people amongst us trying to survive, trying to impress the society. I have arrived. That's what's killing us. Maybe we've had ritual killings before now. We've had it, just like the former commissioner mentioned. We've had ritual killings. But I believe it has degenerated. It has degenerated in the sense that even the so-called Yahoo guys, they do these things. They call it Yahoo Plus, and they flaunt it. They flaunt it. And with no apologies. The breakdown of our value system is as bad as graduates. We have graduates that even hail Yahoo boys. Yes. Because they have the money. The money is what you can use to survive in the society. So we've had it so bad already. I don't know how or the possibility of what can solve this. But in my own thinking, previous speakers have mentioned that the media can do very little. But then, I believe the media can still do something. Maybe it can start from the way these incidents are being reported. Maybe the government can see to reviewing and rebranding the kind of content the media push forward to the world. But then, if we have radio stations that are not playing the Ramali, maybe they will not have the audience they need. Maybe they will not be able to generate the income they need, because that's what everybody's talking about now. But then the Ramali song is not helping our society. All of our hip-hop music, they are projecting this quick money syndrome, they are projecting hard drugs, they are projecting everything that can destroy the future of the incoming generation and the present generation. And this is what we hear every day. So I believe it will shape our thinking and it will affect our mentality. So if only the media can review what they play and can go to our old songs that preach these values, maybe things can get better. Thank you.
Because Madam said something about parenting. We must know where we are coming from and evaluate the junction that we are now for us to make any meaningful progress. When I was in primary school, I can't remember very well, maybe primary 3 or so, I got to Methodist School Otapete in Elisha then. Then I was introduced to Kanu by my friends, 2 or 3 of them. He said, with this meal money, we can make more money and eat more food. He said, that would be a pleasant experience. We got there. I put my afternoon money inside the the coin there. The Kanu went to the money. And for me, I love food. By the time I got home later in the day, I was looking like somebody from Somalia. Everything was all over me. I was feeling feverish because I was hungry. My mother looked at me. This boy is not always like this. I said, nothing happened. Later, I opened up. My mother nearly killed me. That was the last time I ever visited Cameroon. And over the years, if you are being lucky, I will know. My mother told me it is evil. And my mother died 26 years ago. Anything I want to do now, I still place it on my mother's scale. Is it right for me to do this or not? If it's not right, I won't do it. Because when I work with the minister in Abuja, I will have made a lot of money. Maybe I will be in prison now. Because those things I was introduced in Abuja were criminal things. But there are a lot of money. If not for my mother's training, honestly, it's either I'm a billionaire now or I will be in jail. So the issue of mentoring is very important. Nowadays, you see children grew up under a father who used to be ordinary tanker driver. But within the span of 5-10 years, because their fathers are doing concrete, they are billionaires in this city. What do you want to tell such a child? To go to school, to go and waste your time? I've said this for us to have an insight into what is before us. And the assignment given to me is a very simple one. I'm a very optimistic person, but we cannot achieve anything in this Nigeria presently constituted. If we have restructuring and Yoruba people are in a position to bring back the Omoluabi ethos, if we can do that to people in the Southwest, we can do that to people in other parts of the country. Because we are not the same. We are not the same. You see, without preaching this to any Igbo man, you see an Igbo man with a small shop. period of 5 years. He say my container dey come. I know some of them who are into spare parts, human spare parts, because of my journalistic career. They just package this thing through the sea, they come with containers. Unless we have restructuring and Yorubas can reenact this again, but can't do that's I may be wrong, but that's my position. But like I said, what can the media do? You can't get the media cannot be better than the society itself. Former commissioner said something like in that connection. You have good people in the police, you have good people in the custom, immigration, everywhere. But the system, this Nigerian system, has corroded everybody. All of us are no longer ourselves. Because you look stupid when you see a small boy just moving around and he comes around and they don't even drink beer that you say for 350 naira, trophy that they are against it. For us to drink trophy 350. Let's go to ShopRite. One day when I was taking there, I was looking at myself. I don't have 2,000 naira in my pocket. The trophy that we were drinking that day was no 1,500 naira. But the guys who were buying it, they were very Victor, drink. Life is good. But I knew life was not good. So I'm saying this is a practical thing. And I've been a journalist for almost 35 years in Nigeria. The journalists, the media can do nothing. Because even what the things you see that we report, we don't report 20% of what we do. If we report 40% or 50% of what we know about this city will be on fire. Some people will be stoned on the street. There are criminal people parading themselves as senior citizens around there. I do report them. In my journalistic career, I've been offered good money. If I should come reporter, if there's only you give me money and I pocket it, I manage the shaman, I will count it. Is this money good for my status? If I should come reporter. So why would I go to somebody who wants to declare he wants to leave APC, you want to go to a court, and you want me to report you? We must talk. That's not reportorial. That is no longer reportorial. That is a business and beer. For me to mobilize my guy, are you ready to part with 5 million naira? You understand what I'm saying? As chairman of this place, when Otto Ibadan wanted to run, they said, President, you can't do it. The man came and said, 200,000 naira. You know, the money media gave me money. Media gave me money. I collected 200,000 naira for Chief Ladota. I gave 100,000 naira to NUJ because I had salary to pay. I had about 40 staff. I gave the secretary 100,000 naira, and I called my other colleagues because I want that event to be well reported. I gave them 100,000 naira. They were so happy. People who are used to 1,500 naira envelope. You understand what I'm saying? People talk about brown envelope. What is brown envelope? What is brown envelope? It can't be better than this. For us to move forward, all of us must agree collectively that we have failed. If we don't agree that we have failed, and that is what bothers me, every discussion dovetail around APC, PDP, and the obedient people. But that is irresponsible and callous on the part of Nigerians. We have 18 presidential candidates. Nobody talks about all of them. Because we don't talk about all of them because we assume they don't have money to give. They don't have money to give. Talking seriously, for me, APC, Nigerians should just set them aside. PDP, Nigerians should just set them aside. You can try with the rest of the people on the land. Because the truth of the matter is that for us to get out of this mess, we must face reality. The trouble with Nigerians is that we don't face reality. We are interested on the sideline. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us all resolve to assist the media. if you want media to do anything, Combo said it, you must assist the media. The media is almost dead. The media is almost dead. But if you want the media to serve you, you must support the media. Thank you.
All the board members, two difficult board members, remember them now. Everybody thought they were just a group drinking wine. They were not. They turned themselves into an investment club. Every night when they gathered, they contribute money. And then they appointed somebody who had knowledge of stock trading to use the money to buy shares for them. 10 years thereafter, Abiola was one of them. They were dominating this stock market. They got rich quick by dominating. It is when you don't do it legitimately. Everybody bad with money, you make money. It is when you don't get it legitimately that it becomes important. There was an author, she's a lady. She's called Ruth Frost. She wrote a book on part of the barrel of the God. She was looking at why, at a particular period in the life of Africa, there was the census. And in fact, that they were looking for power, not because they needed power, but because they needed the key to the treasury. So the barrel of the gun became a key to the treasury of their nation.